I'm so sorry for what even a duke cannot control, the weather. I know that this is not what you had envisioned for the evening. It feels like we finally got the news we've been waiting for. Phoebe Dynevor reflects on life after Bridgerton and hints at a possible return for Daphne, sparking speculation about a secret romance between Daphne Bridgerton and the Duke of Hastings. Plus, the first images from Bridgerton season 4 tease Benedict falling for a mysterious woman in silver at the family's grand masquerade ball. Let's dive into everything we know so far about the upcoming season. Bridgerton's Phoebe Dynevor reflects on her career following her breakout role as Daphne and touches on a possible return to the Netflix series in the role of Daphne Bridgerton later. Daphne Bridgerton, Dynevor, was a factor in the initial success of the Julia Quinn adaptation. She became one of the show's first standouts alongside scene partner rege-jean and has earned praise for her performance in the thriller Fair Play opposite Alden Ehrenreich. She'll next lead the espionage action film Inheritance, which will be released in theaters on January 24th. In an interview with Screen Rant's Grant Hermans to discuss Inheritance, Dynevor reflects on her career after breaking out as Daphne. She says, "It's been an interesting few years," noting how Bridgerton Season 1 came out early on in the COVID-19 pandemic, and Fair Play was released amidst the actor strike in the later months of 2023. As far as whether she'd revisit Daphne, who was last seen during Bridgerton Season 2, Dynevor says she's open to it, but hasn't received the call just yet. Life post-Bridgerton has been interesting. I had a film come out last year, Fair Play, that I was really excited about post-Bridgerton, but that came out in the strike, so that was a bummer. After Bridgerton came out in COVID, and then Fair Play came out in the strike. So yeah, it's been an interesting few years, I think, for our industry. But do I plan to revisit Daphne? Yeah, if they want me back. I haven't got the call yet, but I'm available. I hear they're shooting season 4, so... Even though Daphne doesn't have a huge presence in the source material of the upcoming episodes, there is one scene where she is having tea with Sophie, who will be played by Charithra Chundran in Bridgerton Season 4. In the scene, Daphne makes a comment about Benedict Bridgerton, Sophie's love interest in Season 4, and Sophie defends him. That could be one way to involve Dynevor, possibly expanding on that moment and potentially turning it into a storyline. Bridgerton has a history of not utilizing the leads of their past seasons in newer seasons, but that can change with Colin and Penelope in Season 4. There could be other ways to bring in Dynevor, straying from the source material to bring back a fan favorite. Daphne only appeared occasionally in Season 2, no longer the main focus, but with Inheritance being a big action movie and with it being arguably the first time that Dynevor has been fully able to promote one of her projects, she's been open about wanting to revisit Daphne. Part of the joy of watching a long-running series is that viewers who have been watching all along get to catch up with characters they've grown to care about. That is especially true for a show like Bridgerton, in which all of the characters are so fundamentally linked together. Hopefully, whether the show sticks to the novels or not, there's a way to fold Daphne back in. For the past 2 seasons, Bridgerton's original main character Daphne has had an increasingly minor role in the series, and unfortunately, this disappointing scenario hints at a much bigger issue for the period drama that will only get worse. Among Netflix's many popular television series, Bridgerton is unique because of its colorful historical setting and its anthology-esque format. Every season focuses on a specific Bridgerton sibling and their love story. Thus far, audiences have mostly been satisfied with the series and its interweaving plot lines. Yet Daphne's character in particular represents one of the show's greatest downfalls. When Bridgerton first began in 2020, Daphne was the main character viewers quickly became hooked on, her beauty, grace, and steamy love story with the Duke of Hastings. Yet, following the end of Season 1, Daphne was essentially shoved under the rug. She became a background character in Season 2, and Season 3 didn't feature her at all. Regardless of whether it is Bridgerton or Dynevor who made this decision, the situation highlights an ongoing problem for Bridgerton that will only intensify the longer the show goes on. The unspoken truth about Bridgerton is that the series can only have so many main characters. Bridgerton thrives on its ensemble cast full of rich and exciting characters. Not only are there 8 Bridgerton siblings to contend with, but audiences also become invested in their parents, their friends, and their enemies. Despite this, not everyone can share one single spotlight. The Bridgerton at the center of the season must come first, and everyone else will have to make do with however much screen time they get. For Daphne, this meant leaving the series altogether 3 seasons in. Bridgerton has mostly gotten away with having so many characters. In the first season, Francesca was away with an aunt, and the younger Bridgertons, Hyacinth and Gregory, were too young to have much of a plotline. Season 2 gave Daphne a smaller role and kept Francesca in the background. However, Season 3 is where the seams began to show as Anthony and Kate struggled to stay relevant, and Daphne disappeared without a trace. With every Bridgerton that gets married, there's an even greater risk of them being forgotten. Unfortunately, this Bridgerton issue is only going to get worse with time. So far, Daphne, Anthony, and Colin have all had their own seasons and are now in the perfect position to become irrelevant to the show. Daphne has already been forgotten, and Anthony's Season 3 story was pushing it. As the rest of the Bridgerton siblings have their seasons, they will also join the train of discarded siblings until the show has nothing interesting left to showcase, aside from the main romance. This puts Bridgerton in jeopardy of being canceled before it even has the chance to finish. Of course, this does not mean that Bridgerton is doomed. The show always has the ability to fix the aspects that have been lacking in prior seasons. For example, Phoebe Dynevor has said that she would be open to returning to Bridgerton, and perhaps this would be a good choice. If Bridgerton can give Daphne a truly interesting storyline, then we'll show that the series isn't completely clueless about its married characters. Though 8 main characters are a lot to handle, they can all shine if they have good stories. Otherwise, Bridgerton runs the risk of losing its magic as the seasons progress. One of the latest updates on Season 4 is that Julia Quinn, the author of the book series, has shared her early thoughts on the new scripts. While chatting with the Charlotte Observer about her upcoming appearances at 2 Bridgerton-themed events in Charlotte, North Carolina, Quinn gave a quick take on what she's read so far. Though she couldn't reveal much, saying she'd get into so much trouble if she did confirm she's seen some of the scripts and absolutely loves them. She also hinted that fans of An Offer from a Gentleman, the 3rd book in the series, will be especially happy with how Season 4 is shaping up. That's a big deal because Benedict's story has been one of the most anticipated in the Bridgerton fandom. Every Bridgerton sibling has their loyal supporters, but Benedict's fans have been waiting longer than expected. Since the books follow a specific order, many assumed his story would be the focus of Season 3. Instead, the show took a different route, shifting attention to Colin, which meant Benedict's time in the spotlight had to be put on hold. With Bridgerton not expected to return until 2026, hopefully, Quinn will continue dropping hints to keep us excited until then. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.